working with IT companies that didn't understand mobile and how the mobile world was changing and how it was becoming much more much more IT focused. Your iPad, your smartphone was becoming your computer. So I was working with IT companies that didn't quite get this change that was happening with mobile. And from the other perspective, my co-founder at Emerald was working for an IT company who was frustrated with working with mobile businesses that didn't understand IT, that didn't understand all the infrastructure that went behind that. So we had a conversation and we thought, right, let's start Emerald. Let's start something that is very mobile focused, but also obviously with the understanding of all the infrastructure that goes into that in terms of what you've got at your back end. Now, my co-founder had a more traditional route into IT. He started doing a BTEC in computer science and then turned that into a foundation degree. So we brought with us sort of a very different skill set in terms of the career path that we'd had up until that point. Within Emerald itself as well, we've also got people that have come from different industries. So we've got one of our engineers, she's come from a retail background. She left school and worked for Boots until she came to work with us a year ago. She's now a fully Apple accredited engineer, so she's had a very steep learning curve, but has been very successful in that. We've also had people come from event management and hair and beauty as well. So there's lots of different routes into the sector. I guess you are all interested in you're all studying computer science or something along those lines, but it's just bearing in mind that when you come to work in the technology industry, you won't just be working with people like yourselves. You'll be working with people that have come from all different academic backgrounds and all different walks of life. And I think that's one of the things that makes it so great. So the second thing I wanted to talk to you about was a bit about a typical day, because I find this really interesting, what people understand about the technology industry and what it's actually like to work in it. To give you an example of my typical day, so I head up the Emerald Group. I honestly don't have one. I do so many different things. I mean, here I am talking to you. I do a lot on the Women in Tech agenda. Tomorrow I'm at a roundtable for International Women's Day to discuss how we get more women into the technology industry. I might be doing some business strategy. I might be planning our next recruitment drive. We seem to constantly be recruiting people. I might be out visiting customers. I do a lot of that, a lot of the relationship building with existing customers. One of our big customers is IKEA. We look after their logistics, their home delivery logistics network, and they're up for renewal at the moment. So a lot of my time is spent making sure that they are happy and that we're talking through all the requirements that they've got moving forward. So yeah, a typical day, I don't really have one. It's such a wide and varied job. One of our engineers, for example, their typical day would be logging on when they first get in. We've got a Microsoft Dynamics CRM system that the engineers actually designed themselves for us last year. Previously we used a system called SysAid. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that, a ticketing system. But yeah, so they'll log into Dynamics. They'll look at what cases they've got open in their name. They'll go through those. We run a support desk from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. And now, I mean, one of the great things about technology is that support desk is based in Leamington, obviously at our offices in the Trident Park, but everything that we do means that everybody can work wherever they are as long as they've got an internet connection. So our phone system has been designed so that it can just be plugged into a home router, and if people need to work from home, if we need to offer them that flexibility, particularly people that have got families, then we are able to do that, and they're still part of our support desk, they're still part of our phone system. We can transfer calls out to them, and obviously with Dynamics they've still got access to all of that as well. So that's one of the other great things about technology. Our tech director, for example, Simon, again, he's taken quite a traditional route into the technology industry, but he has worked for a range of different places. He was an IT manager at a school. He's also worked for some large banks in Canary Wharf, looking after their IT, and he brings all that wealth of expertise to Emerald, which is absolutely great for us. And so he has set up the proactive monitoring system that we use. So we have sensors in all the hardware that we put out into our customers, all the servers, so that we can get information back from that in terms of potential hard drive failure, overheating, all of those kinds of important things that we need to know, so that we can proactively monitor our customers' networks and deal with as many of the kind of significant business critical issues as quickly as possible, and the majority of the time without the customer even knowing that there has been a problem. He also monitors internet traffic, he also monitors backup systems, so yeah, a lot of his job is based around doing all that proactive stuff, and not just the reactive customer rings in and is having an issue. So, what does the industry look for? Which I guess is probably one of the reasons that you're all here. You want a career in technology and you want to know what's the best route to get it. I think, hopefully though, what I've explained is that there are many different routes and there are many different options available to you. But I do always say that the industry looks for three things. The right attitude. Attitude is so important. It's number one as far as we're concerned. We sponsor a wheelchair basketball team called the Warwickshire Bears. I don't know if anyone's heard of them, but their tagline is "Attitude is everything," and that's why we sponsor them. It really is. Attitude is so important. It's about, the tech industry is about continually learning. You never know everything in it, regardless of what your role is, and you've got to have that positive attitude in order to want to learn every single day, and to be open to that continual cycle of learning. So attitude is absolutely crucial. And it's also why we've taken people from retail, as I said, from hair and beauty, from event management. We've taken them because they had the right attitude, and actually we were able to upskill them quite quickly in order to get them to where we needed them to be. The second thing is business awareness. And now this is also really important, which is, attitude number one, business awareness number two. I don't know if any of you know people who run businesses, or any of you have interned in businesses. I really recommend doing it. You've got to understand the business world. It's not just about understanding technology. It's about understanding how you're going to use it, how it's going to be applied, how you're going to work within the industry, within the business ecosystem. If you don't know anyone who runs a business, you want to come and see Emerald and how we work, by all means, absolutely feel free. Drop in. It's an open door. I can give you my card a bit later, because it really is crucial that you understand how a business works, how a business operates, and how you can fit in that. And the second thing is technical skills. And you're all studying for some kind of computer science, I don't know if it's BTEC or A-level. So you'll all have that. You'll all be, you'll all be well on your way to gaining those technical skills that you need. And again, I know Kevin and I have been working on a work experience scheme with Warwickshire College, and we have somebody, John, who started with us in January. He's been absolutely brilliant. And if you're looking, I would definitely recommend looking at work experience. We have a great tech sector here in Leamington. We are very lucky. We have a very wide and varied tech sector. So again, think about what it is that you're passionate about. Is it games development? Is it operational technology like Emerald? Is it there's some really exciting stuff happening with beacons and more kind of newer technology in Leamington as well. So think about what it is that you're really passionate about, and then speak to me, speak to Kevin. Find businesses that are doing that in this area, and go and ask them about it. Go and speak to them about it. Go and help them. Go and show them what it is that you're about as well, because I think that will really help you. And definitely, what I'd like to end on is, so if you're thinking about what you need to work in the technology industry, you need attitude. You need the right attitude. You need business awareness, and you need technical skills. But also think about your strengths. Every single one of you will be different. Every single one of you will be studying your computer science qualification for a different reason. You'll have different things that you're passionate about. I'm really passionate about the user experience. I've already spoken to you about that before, and how I kind of discovered the joy of technology. But I am really passionate about not just technology for technology's sake. It's about making people's lives easier. It's about making something that can be very complicated, very simple for the end user. And so think about what that is for you. Think about what your strength is, what your passion is in technology, And as I said, then you know that you can take that forward, and there will be a business out there that is doing that you can learn from. I think that's it in terms of what I wanted to say. So if anyone's got any questions that they wanted to ask, anything? Yes?
How long have you been at Emerald?
I founded Emerald in 2009 with my co-founder, so 7 years. And to give you an idea of the money that could be made, in 7 years we now turn over just over £1 million. I don't pay myself very much because that's what happens when you run your own business. But in terms of the money that can be made, technology is a great industry to be in.
We have a question from Rugby, if that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, fire away.
What inspired you the most to go into the industry?
I think it was when I was working for the publishing company, and just the whole idea of what technology could do. We had this publication that we sent out once a month that maybe some people read, maybe some people didn't. But actually, what it could do when we brought it online was you could search for articles, you could look for what it is, what it was that you wanted. And now that's standard, isn't it? But at the time, that wasn't. We made a big change particularly for a small publishing house. So I think it was that idea of flexibility, of immediate information. That technology is an enabler, really. I always call technology a force for good. I think it gets a lot of criticism, but actually, what it can do is very, very powerful. Brilliant, thank you very much.
Hi, well, yeah, thank you for that, and thank you, Sarah, for that, because what was interesting, what I sort of want to explain to you as well is we have not re-prepped this at all. And actually, what Sarah's saying about attitude and the work skills is what we've been telling you now since September, for those for year 2, September, 12 months, 18 months now. So it's nice to hear that coming from an employer so that we know we are on the right track of what we need to do as a college and where we're going. And again, it's about your enthusiasm for the sector, and that IT is also just a tool. And we have that with teachers here. A lot of you now get involved with the tech, but what we're trying to do is get teachers to understand that it is one tool out of a big toolbox of different items that you can use for work. But it needs a lot of skilled people like yourselves to keep it up and running. So once again, thank you, Sarah. Have a break and we'll catch you later. Thank you.